Hey guys, welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for watching today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you didn't know or if you are seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Milton Fonkwa. So much on this YouTube channel, we share a lot of information about study abroad opportunities. So if that is what you are looking for, then you are on the right channel. Also on this channel, I do offer consultation services and a whole lot of others. Please check the video description box so that you understand what I do well. Now, today's video is about Canada and the Minister of Labor, or let me say the person in charge of labor or recruitment in Canada, Sean Fraser, has announced three pathways to Canada. That is to say, there are three possible pathways: internationals, professionals, tech professionals, digital nomads, and people who are specialized in certain fields can migrate to Canada and of course work in there. In this video, I'm going to be elaborating more about what they need to know, the things you need to know, but you must pay attention to the fact that for now, requirements on how to go about this application are not yet available, or let me say the requirements are not yet out, and also the documentations and eligibility criteria or how the selection is going to be done. It is not out yet. The minister haven't given that, or maybe the Canadian officials have not given that. But if you are a tech professional, if you are a digital nomad, or if you are someone with specific skills, not just with the new announcement, there are various ways you can migrate to Canada if you are a highly qualified professional. A part of the study pathway, which is the easiest and the most fastest way to move into Canada now, you could equally use a visitor's visa, but you must verify if the duration in your home country is not that high, because there were some updates that have been done, or some updates have been done on IRCC, which is the Canada Immigration and Refugee stuff. All right, that is the website in which everything is done in terms of visits, immigration, foreign workers, or maybe immigration to Canada. So there are various ways. Even the express entry route is also another pathway, but we are going to be focusing more on the new announcement from Sean Fraser, Mr. Sean Fraser, with all due respect. All right, this is good news for those who have been looking for possibilities to migrate to Canada. But before I proceed with the good news, I want to draw your attention to the fact that if you are in the pool of express entry, or if you intend to go into the pool of express entry, then this video is for you. Those who are already in the pool of express entry, you understand what I mean. If you are a member of this YouTube channel, you have been watching me for at least a month now, you will know that there is a particular selection. There are certain things you need to do to go into the pool of express entry. Is simply let me say a pathway in which you use to migrate to Canada as permanent residents. Remember, as a permanent resident in Canada, you and a Canadian citizen, the only difference is that you do not own a Canadian passport and you cannot vote. I think these are the only two differences. But for any other thing, maybe tuition fee reduction, you equally stand a chance like a Canadian citizen. And for those who are in the pool, please remember that yesterday, which was 27, I don't know when you are going to be watching this video, but on June 27, there was a draw, an express entry draw, and I think the highest point that was selected was 486. So for those who haven't watched that video about express entry, please make sure you watch that video. And remember, when you are invited to apply, you apply and you move to Canada as a permanent resident. This is the shortest pathway. If you get the chance and you are selected for this, then you may be the luckiest person on earth. However, you should put into consideration the new announcement coming from Mr. Sean Fraser. Let's go into the details. I will be starting with those who are tech professionals. If you are a tech person, all right, you should understand that you can now migrate to Canada. You do not need a job offer, neither do you need a particular visa. So if you are a tech professionals, that of course you have to show that you have tech talent, or maybe there is something in Canada which is called tech talent strategy. It is going to be implemented very soon, all right, maybe late July. But the minister announced that those who are tech professionals, Of course, there will be criteria for that. There will be selection procedures for that. But to be rest assured, if you have a recognized tech skills, then you might just be moving to Canada before you know. The other category of people are people who are residing in the USA with, I think, H1V1 visa. Those with this type of visa are people who migrated to US via working opportunities, I guess. So if you are in the US with this type of visa, you can migrate to Canada and work. All right. If you move to Canada with this type of visa and you decide to go to school, your dependents, the people you move with to Canada, would equally have a chance to get an open work permit. All right. These are the advantages of you migrating to Canada, and this particular stream is going to start on 16th of July, which is the 16th of next month. Okay, like I said, you do not need a visa. Of course, US is the neighbor to Canada, but what really baffles me is if you are in the US with a particular visa, especially this visa category, why will you be moving again to Canada? Except that maybe you are looking for something different, except that, well, there may be reasons for that, but to me, I don't think if somebody is in the US with this type of visa, and of course working, the person may be moving to Canada. Now, the next category of people I want to talk about is the very last one, which is for digital nomads. First, who are digital nomads? Digital nomads are people who move to a particular country, all right, in search of job opportunities. They have a particular skills, and of course these type of people are usually business owners. You need to prove that as well. These type of people are usually remote workers. You need to prove that as well. And of course, most of them are freelancers. So basically, you do not need, what you basically need to do is to sponsor your own visa. Of course, you do not need a sponsor. You sponsor your visa. You do not need a job offer. You sponsor your visa and you move into that particular country. I think there was a video, I have a video about this digital nomads and how you can go about it. But that video was that of Portugal. There are other countries like Malaysia, Singapore, even I think Germany, and of course Malta and Spain. If there are a lot of opportunities, especially Spain. I think I remember having a video about digital nomads to Spain. I explained in that video you must be maybe business owner, or you are looking for a new location to migrate to, then you should be looking at Canada. The minister announced already they will be giving the opportunities to business owners, remote workers, freelancers, and all the rest. But like I said, this is for mostly people, especially if you belong to the STEM area. STEM is the science, technology, and mathematics, and of course engineering. Those who are the people that will be selected for like the digital nomads are mostly going to come from these areas. And like I said earlier on, you have to show requirements, eligibility criteria before you would be selected. So these are some of the updates I wanted to give to you. 3 announcements made by the minister. Do not forget that for those who will be applying for express entry, or for those who want to migrate to Canada via permanent residency, there is also a possibility. The minister, let me say, Canada recently updated their sites, and they said there are 6 categories of people that will be invited to apply. All right, so now they will not just be doing the provincial nominee program, or they will not just be doing the express entry program. Some people will now be selected based on their intelligence, based on their experiences from the agriculture, the trade, all right, the STEM area, French background speakers or French professionals, and a whole lot of others. However, if you think that this process may not be favorable for you, a lot of people usually don't find interest in this. I don't know why. If you have some money, I would suggest you go for this. Or if you are finding it difficult, of course, because most of these announcements are not into effect at the moment, they are still going to be implemented. If you find it difficult and you don't have enough time, then it will be good for you to go in with a study pathway. Of course, if you go into Canada with a student visa, you may never regret it. All right, the main issue is to how to convince the visa officer to give you the visa for you to migrate and study in Canada. So this should be your primary focus. Then before you also put an eye on IRCC, because this is where most of the information is going to come in to. I hope this video is going to help somebody. Well, I don't know, please share this video to one person while telling the person to also share to another person, so that we can, if you don't do this, we cannot grow and we cannot build the platform well. Please do that so that we can grow properly. Hello guys, welcome back to our page and thank you so much for coming today. If you come across this video, please do share with one individual, or if you like what I do on the page, please follow our page and equally share with other people. Okay, thank you so much. Now today I want to address this issue of visitors visa to Canada, because I have equally been getting a lot of questions inbox. It looks like, if you don't know, my name on YouTube is Milton Fonkwa, and again I will be posting content here while other content would be on my YouTube channel. All right, thank you so much. So a lot of people have been asking me, Milton, what if I use a visitor's visa and I go into Canada? Can I change that visa to a residence permit? First of all, the answer is no. You cannot change a visitor's visa to Canada to a working to a residence permit, but rather you can change it to a working permit. Now, because if you want to change a particular visa, there are stages. You cannot skip a stage and you go to the next. I hope you understand. So let me explain further. For you to change your visitor's visa in Canada from visitor's visa to a working permit, you need to get an employer, all right, to offer you a job. And the particular employer that is going to offer you the job is not any type of employer. Let me be specific here. You need to get an employer that is well registered, that is well known to give you a job. Now, for the employer to give you the job, the employer needs to prove to the Canadian officials that he or she has posted this job for at least 28 days and there was nobody in Canada, like an international student who is legal, or let's say somebody who is a permanent resident, or who is a citizen who was interested in the job. He needs to show proof of this. Then they now give you the job. And that is not all. If your employer is giving you the job, your employer needs to equally get something that is called LMIA, which is Labor Market Impact Assessment. Your employer needs to get this document, all right, give it to you. Until your employer get the document and give it to you, before you would be able to change your visa from a visitor's visa to a working permit. I hope you now understand. Let me recall your memory again. What I said is, your employer needs to give you a job and prove all of that. Then apply for what is called LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment. Until your employer applies for that, give it to you, before you will now carry that LMIA to the competent offices and change your visa from a visitor's visa to a working visa. I hope you understand before you can start working. With that way, you would be fully legal in Canada. But remember, this is not going to be an easy task. So I'm just explaining to you so you understand. Now, for those that have equally been asking how easy it is, like I said, the conditions is that the employer needs to prove that there was no permanent resident or citizen in Canada who was willing to take this job. So they have nobody to employ rather than you. That's the reason they are giving you the job. All right. In that case, you don't have any issue. You are not the one applying for the LMIA. Normally, it is your employer who is going to apply for the document, bring it and give it to you. Then you take it to the competent offices to change your visa. This is how the process works. Okay, for more videos you can check Milton Fonkwa, Milton. Fonkwa is Fonkwa on YouTube. Then you get a lot of other videos. I will be dropping more videos here in the days to come, so please do not forget, I said, follow our page and share our videos if you find them helpful for you. Thank you so much.